Mike Gonzalez, when we talk about what has happened to American education, there's a tendency to overstatement, or at least I used to think there was. Because I was young when the 60s happened, and I watched from my junior high basement that the SDS burning down campuses, and it bounced off of America. Even the racial violence bounced off of America, reverted to the norm of exceptionalism and opportunity, and the Reagan years followed. Is this time different?
Well, I must say that in between the Johnson, but especially the Nixon administration, accepted many bad things. They accepted many bad things, maybe, I don't know, because they were caught in the throes of Watergate or because there were some Machiavellian impulses at play. But a lot of the bad things that put in place identity politics happened in the Nixon administration, then Ford, then obviously Carter. Reagan kind of tries to put on the brake. But we continue to have the breakup of the country into these groups. The 1980 census is the first census to divide the country, to create the Hispanic identity, which is created in Washington by OMB, by the Office of Management and Budget, the Asian American pan-ethnicity. President Obama tried to create a MENA identity group, a new category in the census for people of Middle East and North Africa. But thank God that didn't come to fruition. I detail in my book how. So today, I think we need to point out the moment that we're living through. It is very easy to be co-opted or to be intimidated into silence, but we can't be. We have to understand that the goodwill, the good intentions of Americans who are repulsed completely by what happened to George Floyd. They don't want by what happens to many African Americans at the hands of police. People are rightly repulsed by that, and they're asking for reforming the police departments and police actions. But that then is used and manipulated by ideologues and activists, which is what happened in the 60s and 70s, Hugh.
Well, but it failed. Tom Hayden became an acquaintance of mine in L.A. in the 80s and the 90s, and I've spent some time with Tom, and he admitted freely it failed because America is good. I mean, it's a value statement. America is good. The Declaration of Independence, though it was written by a man who owned slaves and enslaved people, nevertheless was a good expression of the best understanding of natural law. And so eventually the project to redefine America as bad breaks on reality. Or does it, Mike Gonzalez? Are you afraid that it's not going to break on reality this time?
Not if I can help it. And you're very right to point out that the ideals of Jefferson are then used by Lincoln and by Martin Luther King to remedy the ills that ail America. You know, Martin Luther King on the Mall in 1963 says, "I have come to redeem this check written for me by Jefferson, that all men are created equal." It is this ideal that we hew to in America, that it is, as you said, natural right, where our exceptionalism is based on the fact that we draw our legitimacy from natural right. This idea has seen us through, have saved us. I've written the plot to change America, to open people's eyes to this, and hopefully, as you say, this attempt to change America again will fail.
The Plot to Change America comes out in July. Right now, though, at HughForHeritage.com, there's an ebook on combating socialism, and that's available. You can download it for free over at HughForHeritage.com. How does Heritage suggest socialism be defeated via an ebook, Mike Gonzalez?
Look, we have to point out how capitalism, it's called freedom, the free market system, people making decisions, free from coercion from the state. We have to point out how this has always succeeded. We always have Hong Kong. We always have a South Korea to compare to a North Korea. We always have a West Germany to compare to an East Germany. We always have a Miami to compare to the complete destruction of Havana. So we point this out, and we have to point it out again and again. By the way, you can't pre-order the Plot to Change America now. It's selling rather well. But we have to point out the benefits of one system in the complete and utter universal failure that socialism has been.
Now, Mike, last question. When you say the plot, immediately people say conspiracy theory. I've known you a long time. You're the opposite of a conspiracy theorist. There isn't actually a cabal of people sitting around a room, although there are a lot of faculty meetings that simply repeat the talking points of the left. What do you mean by plot?
There are no Thursday night meetings, but when Herbert Marcuse of the 1960s, you remember him well,
Very.
Sits there and writes that we have to, that liberation starts with a recognition of slavery, of the recognition of suffering. When they say this is what's going to happen, we're going to create groups and then use them, and we're going to replace the story of America with a counter narrative. And when they all read each other, and critical theory is taught now at all the universities, especially at schools of ed, there is something conspiratorial about it. But there are no Thursday night meetings. Just everybody's reading from the same textbooks. The same bad postmodernist ideas are being replayed right now, and they're being put into action.
Well, I do know law school life pretty well. I've been teaching at one for 25 years, and I do know that the legal academy is pretty badly broken. But the Federalist Society sprang up to make sure that the law had a voice. Is there a similar organization springing up to renew the American classroom? 30 seconds, Mike Gonzalez.
Look, at Heritage, we're trying to do the best. We're trying to come out and explain what has broken with the educational system, how we can go to heritage.org to see all the remedies and good policies we're formulating to how to fix the educational system.
Mike, good to talk to you. Hugh for heritage.com. Get the ebook on combating socialism and go pre-order The Plot to Change America now. Go get it now. Don't wait another day because, you won't be able to get it because The Plot to Change America will sell out, and then you have to wait for the second printing.